Hey there, today we're going to be going over creating a mini-map. So this is something that's in quite a few games. It's a useful tool and its main purpose is to show the location of the player according to the world that he or she is in. So as you can see over here, it's in the upper right hand corner and it shows the land around me. So you can see the palm trees right here, and that's these palm trees right here. And you can see there's a blue arrow, and that shows the direction I'm facing. And you only have a certain view perspective. Like I can only see here to here. I can only see in this range. I can't see behind me like these palm trees unless I'm turning around. And it shows the direction that we're facing by this arrow. So it tells us if we're facing this way, this way, this way, this way, and you can have like a compass, like north, south, east, and west, and other stuff like that. So I'm going to show you how to make this very simple mini map. It's very easy and it's logical. I'll show you how to set it up and I'll explain how it works. Okay, so here it is, our mini map camera, and I'll zoom out so you can see a better picture of it. Alright, so we have this white box that is fairly long, doesn't actually have to be this long, and yeah, I'm going to make the size, or actually that's going to be the clipping plane far. Let's do 500 actually. There we go. So it's a little shorter so it doesn't have to render as much, even though it doesn't really matter because there's nothing else under here, but just to be safe. So alright, this is how we're going to do it. So we have our player right here, right? Double click him. Okay. Okay. I have the player right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to go game object, create other camera. Okay. Here, I should probably just delete this and I'll show you how to create it. Okay, so yeah, game object, create other camera. We'll get this camera right here. And what you're going to do is not position it, because we're going to have a special script that will position it itself. So let's do that right now. We're going to do add camera, camera control, smooth follow. And the target, we're going to drag the player right onto the target variable slot. Alright, distance, do 0, and height, let's do 30. Okay, and then rotation dampening, 0. Height dampening, that's fine. And rotation dampening, 0. Alright, so now let's just see what that does. Click play. And you see nothing. Okay, so that makes sense because there's two cameras in the scene, right? There's the mini-map camera, which let's rename that right now. Mini-map camera. Okay, so there's mini-map camera, and here's our main camera, which is like our camera where we're the main viewing port. Okay, so the mini-map camera, what we're going to do is set its depth to 1 right here. Make sure it's selected, inspector, camera, depth 1. This is 0. So what that does is this is a greater number, so it's going to layer this view on top of the one that we see here. So this is going to be 1, which is our mini-map camera. And now, whenever we click play, watch what happens. There we go. Now we have this camera that is up in the sky looking straight down at us right at the player. Now you can see if we move the mouse around, that's our player moving and the camera's following it. And so this is the very basics. We're still working on it. So now what we're going to do is change the camera from a perspective projection to orthographic. Click that and then click play and see what happens. Now we're zoomed in a lot more, but now instead of it being like a normal sort of view, it's that orthographic view, which makes it like a 2D sort of look. Now all we're going to do is, let's position this a little bit better. So let's drag it onto the player, go to transform, reset, and then drag it out, and then move it up a bit. And rotation, do 90. So this is what we're going to be seeing. Actually, let's do the height 50. It's a little gray here. There we go. Okay. Also, you won't have this blue arrow, so I'll show you that, but after we do the camera. So do size 10, or do size, I think I had it at 100. Do 50. Okay, 50. Yep. Okay, minimap camera, 50, height 50. Okay. So now this is what you should have. Take off the indicator. This is what we have right now. And so far so good. So let's go ahead and give it that arrow. So I'll show you what it is. It's inside the player controller. So all you're gonna do is, let's get rid of this and I'll show you. You're gonna go game object, create other plane, and drag that plane into the player and reset its position, and then drag it up about 40. Yeah, okay, do 40. So now you should see this square, this white square. And what we're going to do is make it bigger. We're going to do 2 and 2. There we go. It's a little bigger so we can see the arrow easier when this view is going to be smaller and put into this corner. We want this to be bigger so we can see it easier. So now what we're going to do is give it a material. By doing that, we're going to go assets, create, I think we did, nope, okay, so create a new folder, name it materials, and in that we're going to upload a picture. So I'll show you where you can go get arrows. It's pretty easy, just Google search, type in up arrow, and you can get a ton of good ones. I found mine somewhere here. But yeah, go ahead and find a good arrow image. Make sure it's a PNG. It has to be a transparent background. And you're just going to save it right into here, or you can save it somewhere else and drag it into here. And so make sure so whenever you make your new material, you create material, and you'll have this gray, oh wait a minute, oh okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so then name it arrow. And here's your image, here's your material, right? So go to the material, and right here, it's going to be diffuse, click select, and find it, type in arrow, there it is. And for the shader, make sure it's transparent, diffuse, right there. Okay, so now you should have this. Click this little gray ball so it's a square shape so you can see the arrow easier. So there's our preview. And now what we're going to do is go to the plane and just drag that material right onto it. Now you should see this arrow pointing down. All you're going to do is get the rotation for this and do 180. So now it's facing up, and that's also the direction that the player is facing. So if you go ahead and click play, there is your arrow. Whenever you look around, that's the direction that we're facing, and you go forward, and there you go. So now what we're going to do is make it so this minimap camera is up into the upper right hand corner or left. And to do that, it's really easy. Just go to minimap camera, viewport rectangle, make sure you game view. See this? See how there's two cameras? This is also how they make split screen games. All you do is this. Here's your first player screen view, and here's your second player. And it's just two different players. But that's a little bit off topic. We're doing minimap. So all we're going to do is grab the Y and make sure it's, I'll tell you the values that you can type in. That's good. And X, put it right about there. Alright, so do 0.85 and 0.70, 0.7 and 0.8. Make actually 0.8, 0.6. There we go. So do 0.8, 0.6 for X and Y, and leave it at 1, 1 for the width and height. And there you go. Now if you click play, oh, one more thing. On the plane, make sure you take off Mesh Collider, because we don't want any collisions with it. But let's say you're going through a building, that arrow up here hits that, then you're going to have problems. So make sure you turn off the collision. So let's go ahead and save, click play, and now you have a fully functioning minimap. You can walk around, see where you're going, and it tells you the direction you're facing and the world around you. Shows the world around you. So that's really cool. And so you can see there's two different types of mini maps. There's the one where you look around, the arrow spins, or if you look around, the whole world spins with you. And that's how it's like in Call of Duty games. So to do that, it's simple. All you do is disable smooth follow for the camera and drag it into the player. That's simple. Click play. And now you have it so the world spins, the arrow is always pointing up, but it still shows the direction that you're facing because the world is spinning in the mini-map camera. So that's how you do the two different types of mini-maps. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, subscribe, and watch my other tutorial videos. Right now this is the mini-series of showing how to do, teaching you how to do the individual little things that makes a video game nice or unique. So thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Cheers.